Good evening, everyone, and welcome to Grow and Clip Bonsai for Seniors. Today we're going to do Twilight and the Fisherman. Today is Wednesday, May 5th of 2021, 45 degrees Fahrenheit, 8 degrees Celsius. The soil we're going to use is 50% sifted perlite, 50% fluorite, a teaspoon of mikus, and some azus that we're going to sprinkle around. Now, Twilight is a crepe myrtle. It has purple blooms. Now, my crepe myrtles, I keep them by the south wall of the garage. I got them on my little benches. I keep them in full sun, and when they're in full sun, sometimes I have to water them 2-3 times a day, but they last. And in the wintertime, I have to bring them into the basement because they will not survive our winters here in Chicago in Zone 5. Well, they say we're Zone 6, but I consider us as Zone 5. So let's get going. Here's the rock I got from Roy. It came off of a broken pot, so we're going to use that. And here's Twilight. You can see the nice maroon type leaves, and then green, and the nice red stems as they start to grow. So let's take it out of the container, see what roots we got. Take my rake and rake this soil off. See what we got here. We got a nice little young root system here. Really good, really nice. Put to dump your old soil in. It's starting to grow, so we got it in time. Let's rinse it in water. And we got a nice little root system. Now we only got one bad root that's growing straight up. I don't know if you can see it right there. So we're going to take our shears, because that's a kind of a thick root. And remember, we got our peroxide, so we're going to dip and clip. The reason why I do that is so we don't have a transfer of any disease or anything. So there you go. Clip it a little shorter there. This one's coming up. Clip that. And this piece right here. So now we have a nice little radial root base, but we have a couple of more roots growing straight up, so we're going to have to get rid of them because we don't want them sticking out of the pot. And I think they'll be hard to push down, so we're just going to take them off. And that's pretty good. We'll have a nice radial root base right there. Now, take my shears, dip them in peroxide, and we're going to take this, first we're going to take this big dead piece off where they cut it to make cuttings. And then we're going to use this as our new leader, and we'll take this off, this branch. Now that cut wasn't too good. It was a bad cut on my part. So you always want to make clean cuts. So you dip and clip. And there we go. Now since that's a pretty thick cut on this plant, we're going to take our lipstick, just so we don't get no and I got it at 45 degrees just so we don't get no rot in there, and to help it to heal. So there we go. Okay, let's get planting. I got a $1 pot at the Dollar Tree. Oh yeah, and if you need crepe myrtles, he's got the best, I'm telling you. And I start out with young rootstock because, for one, it's easier to hold for those of you with arthritis, and if you're young, you can watch it grow. Why start out with a big one and kill it when you got a little one where you can try it and you got nothing to lose. For $6 for a little tree like that, it's well worth it. So I got my Forster bit holes in there, 3/4. Got my screen. Let's put our mix in there. Okay. So we're going to put our radial root base here. I got it fanned out. Take my back scratcher or my root rake. If you can't afford an expensive root rake, just get a back scratcher. It works just as good. Get our roots down. We got it to the side of the pot here. Get it up in the middle there a little bit. Hold it down. Put our soil mixture on there. I take my bamboo skewer because these are a little bit smaller roots, so I can get all the air pockets out. Get everything in. We got some roots that are up and they're just sticking up. You can't push them down, so I'm just going to clip them at the top there. And that should be good. Now I'm going to take a little azus, sprinkle it around the root ball where the roots are fanning out, a little behind. And then we're going to take our Micus beneficial bacteria, which is good for helping root growth, and azus fixes nitrogen into the soil. So we're going to take a little bit, fill our teaspoon up, sprinkle it around the root system out so the roots can fan out and look. Keep it from getting moisture, always clip it. Okay, now I'll add a little more soil to it, or a little cup. And then our Fisherman. I couldn't put it right about here. But let me add some more soil to that area. And now we're going to give it water it down real good. So we get everything settled real nice into the container here, so that the roots get water and all the air pockets are washed out. That's just to get the dust off. I'll just water it in with our little makeshift watering can. Something cheap and easy to use and to make. Okay, let's see where we can put our Fisherman. I think right about here. Get this rocking pretty good. So this way here we can make like a little stream running through here and push the pole out a little more. Okay, so let's do that. Oh, a lot of air coming out of my little spray bottle. Okay, we'll get that in. Something you can do with broken parts. Hey, a broken rock with a Fisherman on there. If you can get something like that, grab it. You can see them at garage sales or anything that you can see. Just get it. Use it. And now, with all this in, it really looks like everything's well together. The fisherman, everything else. Okay, so let's pat it in. Take our skewer, hit the roots in so this tree gets a little bit more stable. There we go. Let's give it some more water. Now what are we going to do for water for the fisherman? He's got a fish there, but how's he catching the fish? So first we got to do our landscape. We got to make a little bank around there. Take our little measuring spoon, and we can drop our stone in. Let's make like a little river bank. Just like that. Like a little protrusion there. Like a little piece of land. We can get a little rock for the river. We'll take our little pebbles that we got from Michael's and put it around for water. I don't know what it's made of, but it works out pretty good. Just a little something different. We can't forget the back side. Just like that. Something different. Landscape it to your own imagination. Now, we need some land. We'll cover up our mixture. And get our little measuring spoon. Now this mixture, it's 50% sand, torpedo sand, and peat moss. So that's our land where the tree is growing on. Remember, this is your creation. Make it the way you see it, how you envision it. Press our soil in by the rock pretty good. Our mixture, put some more soil around it. Take some stone, put it over here, so it looks like a little bank. Don't be afraid to experiment. You got nothing to lose. A little bit here. And I think that should be pretty good. Take some more of our colored stone. Cover up our perlite real good. Now it doesn't have to be perfect. You got to make it look like it's like you're in a little forest area or a little stream area. And there you go. Now you got it. Get our soil pushed down a little bit. Now we're going to water it. Let's see what's going to happen. Bring out the color. First I got to pump it. There we go. And you can see the little bit of stone because I used torpedo sand in here into the gravel. So you know what you're like on a bank where everything's not perfect. Pat it down. Okay, we need just a little more of our top mixture. Now, don't be afraid, this is your tree. Now look, a little seedling like this gives you something to look forward to as it grows through the summer. Look at that. Perfect. And if I can lift it, there you go. There's the back end. And you can see what the torpedo sand does. It makes it look like a not a perfect landscape, but one with soil and rocks, just as you would see on a riverbank. And there he goes, fishing. Got a fish already. So, give it a try. Do your seedlings, your little starter plants. They're good. I mean, you can work with them, you can watch them grow, you can develop them when they're young instead of buying a big fancy one. You got everything made right there. So, I mean, use your imagination. So, you take care of yourself. Today's Wednesday. Old time radio. Some good mysteries or good detective shows like Boston Blackie or Sherlock Holmes, and a nice hot cup of tea. So you take care of yourself. I'm glad you came to my video and to see what you can do. Something simple, something easy. Take care, everyone, and thank you for coming to Grow and Clip Bonsai for Seniors.